Hello, welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Before we get started, I want to thank Chris, Robert, everyone here at the station who helps us put on this program. I'm very excited about this program. It's about time for one of the most exciting times here in Sylacauga. It's time for the Sylacauga Magic of Marble Festival 2022. Joining me today is the chairman of the Marble Festival, Dr. Ted Spears. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for asking me. I'm delighted to come down and talk about the Marble Festival at any time.
I know.
So I look forward to this event with Channel 47.
Good, good. Well, we're going to just dive right in. We have a lot of things to discuss. The Marble Festival begins April 5th and will conclude April 16th. So that's a good little while, and it's right here upon us. What is the mission of the Magic of Marble Festival?
The mission of the Sylacauga Marble Festival is to recreate the magic of marble through its artistic, its commercial, and industrial applications. And having said that, that means that we use it in all sorts of situations. The industrial community uses it with their machinery and helping grease the wheels, so to speak, of the thing that they're doing. And then the commercial is unlimited. We have Omnia and Emery's here who have about 3,000 products that they use marble in. And so we couldn't begin to name those. And the primary focus, though, is a cultural relationship that we have with Pietrasanta, Italy.
Okay.
And that is the artistic and the sculpting part. Marble sculpting, you know, the Italians have been famous for that, and the Greeks before them, but it's been one of the centers of Italy has been one of the centers, and Pietrasanta, where the Carrara mines are located, has been the most important place in the world because that's where Michelangelo did most of his sculpting, and a lot of it is still present to be seen there, as well as throughout museums all over Europe and all over the world. So it has an artistic and a cultural emphasis, and we have a pact of friendship with the city of Pietrasanta that now is our 14th year, and they send a sculptor to us each year, an outstanding sculptor who will sculpt in the pieces that you see in the library. We have every piece that they've sculpted in the Comer Library, and it's on a permanent display there, which is just a boon to us.
Yes, it is.
And so we look forward to that each year. So the cultural and the artistic component is the part that we emphasize during this 2-week period.
Right. Well, thank you so much for all of your hard work for these 14 years, and maybe more than that too, to bring light to our beautiful white marble we have here, our treasure. But I know you don't do it alone. There are lots of sponsors. If you pick up a flyer at the library or other places, there is a whole list of sponsors, of people that it wouldn't happen unless we had all this help.
Absolutely, and three of the major sponsors, the Emery's Corporation, the Omnia Corporation, and the Alabama Marble Corporation. I think it says AM3 now. And without them, we wouldn't have a marble festival. And but at the same time, without this stream of 31 miles of marble in Alabama, they wouldn't be here anyway. So
that's true.
But it's really a wonderful relationship, and we had a fantastic communication back and forth ever since the beginning. They were with us when we started, and they're still with us. And I can't say enough about the support we get out of the three quarries.
Good, good. And I know when I do tours for children, so I'm going to talk on the child's level. I guess we all talk about the sculptures are beautiful, and that is a beautiful thing to have. The marble is beautiful and white and pure and has some veins of color in it. But also we want industry to move in our area. That's another big part of it, I feel like, to bring in industry. Calcium carbonate or marble dust is in almost everything.
Absolutely, and I don't think it's any secret that the 5 out of the last 6 major industries that moved to Sylacauga came here because of marble. And they came here to be close to the raw product rather than having to ship it, and they don't have to ship it one way, and that's to take care of the tremendous cost of shipping large pieces of marble all over the world.
Oh, yes.
And they still do some of that with the dimensional stone down at 3M, but the others do components that go into everything from plastics to metal to any building product you can think of. But more importantly, it also goes into food and vitamins. And maybe that's one of the reasons that doctors take you off bread, because a big component of bread on the market has marble dust.
Really? Oh,
and
wow.
so, and marble is quite heavy anyway. If anybody's ever picked up one of the rocks, they know that it is. But it's in antacids, it's in chewing gum, it's in medicines of all kind. And if you take a pill or if you drink a drink, you ingested marble in some form or fashion.
That's true. So it is very important. So maybe it will bring those who love the beauty of it and those who would love to use it in their product, whatever they're making. Well, now you mentioned an Italian sculptor comes every year. Who is the person coming this year?
Francesco Gazzi.
Okay.
He was scheduled before the pandemic, but we had to cancel. But you know, everything was off the menu then.
Yes.
And then last year we still had problems, but he hung on with us, and the third try, maybe the third time's a charm. So, and he's truly an outstanding young man in his middle 30s. He has all sorts of documentation where he's been to school and graduated from the best art schools in England, in London, and in France, and throughout Europe. And we're just really excited to have him. And we have his picture doing some things on the Jumbotron out on the corner here, away from Channel 47, and on some of the things that we're sending out. But he's excited, and we're excited about his arrival in Sylacauga, and we want to put our best foot forward.
Yes, we do.
And at the same time, he has a reputation to maintain. Every piece that the Italian sculptors have sculpted are in the Comer Library, and he'll certainly want to get a look at those and see what his predecessors have done. And each one of them, you know, just the artistic fervor that they have, that they'll want to do better than the last one.
I guess so. Nothing like a little bit of peer pressure there. That's great.
Absolutely.
We're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more.
Specialist. Calcium carbonate is an essential and versatile mineral which finds its way in our daily life. The Emerald Gantt Quarry Observation Site is open daily to the public from 9 to 4. Experience Sylacauga's scenic overlook while learning about the history of the finest white marble in the world. Come experience Sylacauga's 14th annual Magic of Marble Festival, April the 5th through the 16th.
Experience the 14th annual Sylacauga Magic of Marble Festival, April 5th through the 16th. See sculptors from around the world at Central Park. This year's featured sculptor is Francesco Gazzi. Take part in the marble scavenger hunt beginning March 25th. Register for a quarry tour. Explore the B.B. Comer Memorial Library sales and marble rooms. For more information, go to magicofmarblefestival.com or call 256-249-0961. Come experience the magic of marble.
Founded in Switzerland in 1884, Amia has more than 160 locations in over 50 countries. Amia is a leading global producer of industrial minerals from calcium carbonate and operates a world-class production facility located in Sylacauga, Alabama. Calcium carbonate comes in many forms, and here in Sylacauga, it is high-quality white marble. Come experience Sylacauga's 14th annual Magic of Marble Festival, April 5th through 16th.
Hello, welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Dr. Ted Spears, the chairman of the Marble Festival. This is the 14th one we've had, and I'm very excited. You were telling us about the sculptor who's coming, but he's not the only one coming. There are other sculptors from all around the country.
One of the goals that we had in the beginning was we wanted at least 15 sculptors that we had introduced, because no place in the state was handling that many sculptors or any sculptors except in isolated cases. And so we thought we would want to have at least 15, but no more than 30 or so.
Okay.
And we've got 32 already registered here
Good.
this year, and we have a waiting list. And because beyond 32, we had 33 or 34 one time, but they added 2 or 3 really complicated the space and the distance
Yes.
things, and so we were going to hold it to that. And so we've got 32 that's registered, and we've got a waiting list. And
there they are. I mean, that's where they'll be. They'll be at the park across from Bluebell, Central Park.
that is an ideal spot there. And Steve Masters and his crew at the J. Craig Smith Rec Center have made us feel welcome there. They really help us out.
Good.
They have the grounds looking good and beautiful, and we've improved it, and they have improved it each year that we are there. And then the restroom facilities, and then of course, if anybody gets the munchies, they can go across the street to Bluebell. And,
That's always good.
And be sure they ask for Rocky Road, because that is absolutely best. But the sculptors really love to come to Sylacauga, and we've helped them pick out their marble, and we provide a space, we provide a platform, we furnish air, electricity. It's under the tents, and they were welcomed into the town, and we carry them around and introduce them to people and places and things, and it's just really a wonderful event. And we've got sculptors who have been to every one of the 14.
Oh, goodness.
And they tell me that they don't know of any other place where they do the kind of things for them to attract them. And so they look forward to coming back. And so it's a 2-week period in early April each year. And they just put it on their schedule and respond. And so a lot of them are just like seeing old friends from school or college or the workplace. And it just has worked out beautifully, and we've made just a number of friends. I know that Georgine Clark, who was with the State Arts Council, who is one of our major sponsors also, asked us, do y'all know any sculptors? We probably knew one at that time, 14 years ago. But now with the 30 or so each year that we have, we've got quite a list and a directory of sculptors from all over the United States, and we've had naturally the ones from Italy, and we've had some from Romania. So we've got a list. If anybody asks us now, yes, well, what do you need to know? Instead of, well, I don't know, but we'll look into it. But we've really got a catalog of truly outstanding sculptors. And in one case, and we'll talk about him later, he was voted one of the top 5 sculptors in all of Italy.
Oh my
and
goodness.
He came here and stayed 2 weeks, and was just a delightful fellow, and left us. Renzo Maggi is the man, and the Hercules and Penelope.
Ulysses and Penelope, yes, beautiful. I love that piece.
One of the most outstanding pieces we have.
Yes.
All of them are outstanding, but because of him and because of the academic credentials that he brought with him, it's just been a very memorable trip. And so, but all of them in their own way left a part of themselves here when they left. They didn't leave just the piece of marble sculpture. They left part of their history, part of their happiness, and part of their great experiences of life here in Sylacauga.
And I think it's wonderful they can get together. The one from Italy that comes has lots of knowledge that he can share, I'm sure. Even if he's young, he's had several years of experience and share with the rest of them. And then the rest of them share with each other, I think, and friendships, and they're doing the same thing.
Extremely important. A sculptor likes nothing better than to talk to another sculptor.
Right.
Yeah, some people may enjoy talking to their wives or their sweetheart, but sculptors enjoy talking to each other and swapping stories and swapping techniques and looking at each other in a professional sense of the word and without being competitive. So that is a unique experience there. But that's what art does. And this is one of the oldest forms of art. And the history of mankind, as some of our sculptors have taught us, started with stone images. You know, fabric deteriorates and passes away, and wood burns or deteriorates, but marble is eternal.
That's
and
true.
it so 1,000 years from now, there'll be big enough places and the B.B. Comer Library will have one of those that, my goodness, how did this happen
did
here?
this
in
get-
that-
Well, we hope so. That's great. And now I would encourage you to go over and watch them sculpt too. It's at Central Park across from Bluebell. Anybody can just walk up and watch them. It's fun to go one day and see what they're making, and then go a few days later and a few days later and see how it's changed. Bring your kids. You might have a future famous sculptor there. So
Oh,
that's a lot of
I
fun.
think that it's an intriguing sort of a procedure, and they're willing to talk to them. The only thing I would ask the visitors to do is try not to interrupt them, but just stand and wait, and they will stop and talk with you and answer questions, and they love to do that. But sometimes when they're working with a minute
yes.
piece of sculpture, they don't want to be back, hey, come here and tell me about this.
Yes. It's just fun to watch, though. Some
Yeah,
are
it is.
hammer and chisel, and some are
Oh,
electric.
they
sanders.
love to have an audience, and they love to talk with the people. But I just ask as a courtesy,
Yes.
try not to bother them, watch them, and then. But if you want to talk to them, catch them when they turn off their
Taking a break.
taking a
yes.
break or something like that.
That's true, because they only have so many days to work to give their whole day to it. That's wonderful. So that's great. And we have some events at the library going on. I know April 12th, there's a family view of sculpting, I believe. Let me look in my brochure here. It's done, that is by, with the Italian sculptor and business development manager at AM3 Stone, Sylacauga Marble Quarry, Giuseppe Tallara. Am I saying that?
No,
Hope I'm saying that.
that has been changed.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I'm glad you brought that up. We will have an Italian sculptor, yes, but it's going to be Icaro Torticoletti, and he's been with us just about every one of our marble festivals. And he was a former teacher. He taught sculpting at Florida State University along with other arts things. And he and his wife run a sculpting shop and an art gallery in St. Augustine, Florida.
Okay.
And he will be with us, and he'll be handling that particular thing. And I should have pointed that out to you. But the
Oh,
other
that's okay.
one of those changes that we made after we printed the brochure, and so
That happens.
every year or
It
something.
does, to
But
everybody.
Enzo is one of the most fascinating sculptors that we have, because he's just a wonderful personality, and he loves to talk to people, and he laughs and is very generous with his time and effort in talking to people. So we're
And,
looking forward to that.
On the 14th, there's a conversation with the sculptor, with American sculptor Bill Cook.
Yeah, Bill was with us last year, and he is serving as a kind of a friend or a buddy or a comrade to all the other people, because he's such a gregarious individual, and he has a great history of sculpting behind him. But the fascinating thing about him, he's a graduate of the University of Tennessee.
Okay.
He has a degree in theater.
Oh.
And he, so you know that he's going to do a good performance. And he's been
yeah.
sculpting for years, and he's got pieces that he sells at the different festivals all over the Southeast, all over the U.S.
Goodness.
And he's got 3 or 4 significant pieces in the Comer Library.
Okay, good.
And so he's only missed one of the 14 that
That's
we
great.
have the festivals, and
Good.
he is delightful. And he won't be doing this, but he was also a dance instructor for Arthur Murray's School of Dance for 10 years.
Wow.
And so he not only can work with his hands, he can also work with his feet. And he is
well, that sounds fun, like a lot of fun.
so the people who get to hear him, and I know that it's the Ollie's group from Tuscaloosa that will be meeting with him.
Okay.
And so they're going to be in for a lot. They'll laugh, they'll sculpt, they'll dance, and have just a wonderful time with him.
Well, we're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk about some more events, and then look at some of the sculptures in the library.
Emerge is a worldwide leader in mineral-based specialties. Calcium carbonate is an essential and versatile mineral which finds its way in our daily life. The Emerge Gantt Quarry Observation Site is open daily to the public from 9 to 4. Experience Sylacauga's scenic overlook while learning about the history of the finest white marble in the world. Come experience Sylacauga's 14th annual Magic of Marble Festival, April the 5th through the 16th.
Experience the 14th Annual Sylacauga Magic of Marble Festival, April 5th through the 16th. See sculptors from around the world at Central Park. This year's featured sculptor is Francesco Gazzi. Take part in the marble scavenger hunt beginning March 25th. Register for a quarry tour. Explore the B.B. Comer Memorial Library sales and marble rooms. For more information, go to magicofmarblefestival.com or call 256-249-0961. Come experience the magic of marble.
Founded in Switzerland in 1884, AMIA has more than 160 locations in over 50 countries. AMIA is a leading global producer of industrial minerals from calcium carbonate and operates a world-class production facility located in Sylacauga, Alabama. Calcium carbonate comes in many forms, and here in Sylacauga, it is high-quality white marble. Come experience Sylacauga's 14th Annual Magic of Marble Festival, April 5th through 16th.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Ted Spears, who's the Marble Festival chairman this year and every year. A lot of other things going on too. There is a scavenger hunt, which started, you could pick up the form starting March 25th. It's Jeff Turner from Shoot First Video has taken snapshots of places that have marble plaques, marble stairs, marble statues. All the directions are on the form, but you pick up the form at the library, I believe, the Chamber of Commerce, and the Comer Museum and Arts Center. You find the pieces right where you found them, write down on the form where you found them, and turn them in by April 11th, and all the prizes and things will be given away April 16th. 16th, yes. So that'll be a fun time. That's always a fun thing. We have marble all around us, and we don't really see it.
You know, that's one of the interesting things that when we started the Marble Festival, people would tell me, I didn't know Sylacauga had marble.
I know.
And yet, we were, time in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s, this was known as the Marble City.
Right.
And for some reason or another, we let that slip by. But it's great to remind people that this is one of the purest white veins that exist in the world.
In the world.
And it's been one of those exciting things that have been here since 350 million years ago.
Yes.
And so when all this was underwater. But the Indians, the Shawnee Indians out of southern Ohio used to come here and spend 6 months or so every couple of years to make implements out of the marble that they found, outcroppings out of the ground, arrows, arrowheads, spearheads, and other things that was important to them. And then finally, around the 1700s, 1750s or so, they came here and stayed, those particular ones. And so they joined the Creek Indian Nation and stayed right here in Sylacauga.
That's great. Well, what's playing right now are a lot of the pieces we have at the Comer Library, and you are welcome anytime to come in and look through those. Beautiful pieces. I know at the very beginning there was the Marble Gallery right as you come in on the right. So many pieces by local sculptors like Craig Brown and Frank Murphy and Dale Liner and others, and then the pieces from the Marble Festivals every year. So we love to show those off at the library.
Yeah, one of the exciting things is Tracy gave up the newspaper and magazine room and turned it into a marble gallery.
Right.
And we have the most outstanding pieces, some pictures of the old quarry, and the different, the historical aspects. And I think people would love that to the people who had a connection to Gants Quarry and who went to church or to school out there, that they can come by the library and relive the good old days.
That's true.
And,
that's true.
So that's one of the most significant things that we've been able to accomplish, in addition to the 2-week stint where we do this, but put special emphasis within one room of the library and make it the Marble Gallery. Has been really exciting to me. I think it's just one of the most wonderful things we could have done.
It is beautiful. So we have several pieces inside, some on the front lawn. There's some in the front lawn of City Hall, Sylacauga Emerging and things like that. And I guess at the library, one of my missions is to teach children that what we have, because I know a lot of, like you said, when I was little, I knew that we were the Marble City, but I don't think a lot of kids today might not know that. So I'm doing Marble City Fun Facts for Kids. It's just a piece of paper with just a little fun fact about our city or about Marble, and these will be in business windows from the library down to the Board of Education and back on both sides of Broadway there. Just something fun, and come by and see us if you read them, and we'll give you a little prize at the library. I will say too, we have some books for sale at the library. The first one is A Brief History of Sylacauga Marble by Ruth Beaumont Cook, who has researched Sylacauga Marble for years. Yes. And then the larger book, Magic in Stone, The Sylacauga Marble Story. This is very exciting. I've read both of these. This one, they both are good, but this is the complete story. Very interesting.
Ruth does a beautiful job with her historical pursuits. And she has been fortunate enough to, when we did the statue of Geneva Mercer, and Frank Murphy did that, by the way, and she's been to Geneva's hometown just in the last week or two, and to the museum there that's named after Geneva Mercer. And it just reminds Sylacauga that Geneva Mercer was here with the Morettis, and she lived in Sylacauga, went to church in Sylacauga, and I guess the movie went to the movies here also. But,
well, I hate to cut you off. I'm so sorry. But before we close, we're almost out of time. I do want to tell you there's also a marble sale room. The sculptors bring pieces to sell, and lots of beautiful pieces you can find there. It'll be at the library down the hallway by the auditorium. So we are almost out of time. There's so much to find out about the marble things going on. Pick up your brochure in town, and thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. This is a great way to tell the people what a wonderful vein of marble we have, and the fact that we have in the library probably the best selection of marble anywhere in the state of Alabama.
That's true. Well, thank you, and thank you for joining us on Library Connection.